Tomorrow, I am moving in to my fall dorm. I just have a whole cake in my freezer now. Hi guys! Welcome back to my floor again. Tomorrow, I am moving in to my fall dorm and moving out of my summer dorm. I am very excited, but my room is an absolute mess right now because I have a lot of my things packed. A lot of my things are in bags so that they're easier for me to carry, but some things are also in suitcases. I also have a lot of things that aren't packed, which are things that I'll use like tomorrow morning, but I'm very excited to go back to my fall dorm. One thing that I will miss about this summer dorm is the big window that it has because it lets in a lot of light, which is really good for lighting reasons, but also really bad in the summer because it was really hot in this room. But yeah, I am excited to go. I'll probably pack a little bit more, but honestly, I think I have packed majority of the stuff. See you guys when I move. So to prevent you guys from being bored while watching a montage of me packing and unpacking, I'm going to tell you guys the story of my rooming situation. I ended up getting a single this semester even though I wasn't really supposed to. So at MIT, there is an option for you to squat your room, which is basically you stay in the same room with your same roommates. And I was planning to do that because I wasn't able to get a single through the actual single application process. So I was just going to room with my previous roommate because we didn't really run into issues and I didn't want to go through the trouble of looking for a random roommate. But my dorm ended up having 8 extra singles and they sent out a form around July asking if there were people who wanted to get a single. And in that email, they said that if you have less than like 130 housing points, you're not going to get the single. And I had around 80, but I was like, you know what, let me just try just in case. And I really wasn't thinking that it was going to work. It was kind of like on a first come first serve basis, and I filled out the form basically right after they sent it out, but I did not think that I would get the single. And also throughout the summer, they did not give me any kind of update about whether I got it or not. So to my surprise, when I was checking in to my dorm, the guy giving me the key was like, "Is this your room number?" And I was like, "No, that doesn't seem right." And he was like, "Well, that's what it's showing me right now. Like, if you have any problems, call the housing manager." I asked him, "Oh, is the room like a single or double?" And he was like, "It's a single." And so now I have a single. I feel really bad for my previous roommate though. I'm really sorry. That is the story of my rooming situation. I will say, however, I think that they should have given me like at least an email being like, yeah, you were chosen for a single. I think it would have been better to know. I am pretty happy with my room, so all good. Hi guys! Little mini update. It's actually the next day. I have to be honest, I got a little tired after the initial move-in, so I did put some of the stuff away as you guys saw in the previous clips, but I kind of just went out to eat with my friends and I watched Boys Planet. If you know, you know. Basically, I have organized most of my stuff, so the floor behind me is like mostly clean other than those trash bags. But I haven't started decorating because I need to buy a few more things. I feel like since I now have a single, I want to get a few more things to make it feel more homey. My one gripe about this room though is, I guess it's like a pro and a con at the same time, is that my room has really high ceilings, which makes the room feel a lot more spacious and it does feel a lot bigger. But because of that, the lighting is kind of not as good. Like right now, it's 5 o'clock, so I have the window open right now. There's one big light on the top of the ceiling, but since the ceiling is so high, the lighting's not as bright down here, so I don't really know what I want to do about it. I was thinking for my bedside here to get some like string lights and maybe that will help. That's my little update. I really haven't done that much today, so I will check back in if I have anything to say.
Woo! How do you feel? Good.
Hello, long time no see, but I did some school supply. I did some dorm shopping because I needed some stuff and decorations and also like more practical things. So let's unbox and set those up. guys, they gave me a whole extra cake. A really brief overview about what happened with the cake. So basically I ordered a cake on my birthday to get delivered about an hour later, but something happened with the delivery, so the order for the cake actually ended up being placed for the day after my birthday. And so we had to call Cold Stone and be like, hey, I think that there's something wrong with this order, but it should be delivered today. And they basically said that they couldn't do anything about it, so we had to go and pick up the cake ourselves. So I did end up eating cake on my birthday, but I called DoorDash and they said that they would cancel the order, but for some reason the order just went to Grubhub, so I just ended up getting a whole extra cake. And so yeah, I just have a whole cake in my freezer now. Hi guys! It is now about 2 weeks after I moved in and I realized that I never gave you guys like a little room tour. So let me give you guys a tour of my room. Starting off, this is the door to my hallway, and then once you walk in, here is my bed, and I also have a little shoe rack with like some laundry stuff here. And then I have right above my bed the little photo collage that I did in one of the previous clips. Then right next to it I have this really big window to the street. I have a box of string lights that I have not put up yet, and then some books from the library. I have, of course, portable AC, fan that are necessary during the spring. I have like my laundry basket. I also have a tripod here. Then my desk, honestly, it's not the cleanest, but it does do the job. Right next to my desk, I have trash can, vacuum, Swiffer. I hung up most of my like hair appliances just so that it's easier and more organized. Right next to it, I have my little mini fridge with all of my, ingredients. I have a pretty big closet, and on top I just put my suitcases. Right next to it, I have like all of my bags and a little like coat rack. And yeah, that's basically my whole room. One of the best things about this room, the high ceiling. And also, I just think that I have a pretty good amount of space here. Like my room is pretty big compared to other rooms, so I'm very happy about that. That was my finished room tour. I will say that this room is a lot bigger than other singles that I've seen and other dorms in campus. I haven't seen another single in Massey yet, so I don't know how it compares to that, but I am pretty satisfied with my room. I do have to put up my string lights though. Little update here, I put up the string lights above my bed and I actually really like it. It just adds such a homey atmosphere to my room, and now my room is not as dark.